We came to Crosspoint about 10 years ago. My wife and I were looking for a new church, and we actually had a friend that already went to Crosspoint that invited us. And so we attended the first Sunday and came back the next Sunday and were invited to Life Group. And from then on out, we've just been here. We came from a very large church where sometimes we felt like we were lost in the crowd, and at Crosspoint, everybody was nice and warm and made us feel welcome. They learned our name, and we just thought that it was special and different. At a certain point at our time at Crosspoint, I decided to get involved in men's ministry, and really it was somewhat selfish because I knew I needed other men to be there for me, to rely on, and to look up to. And so that kind of a search led me to take some initiative and maybe step up in some areas and turn what was a fairly basic men's breakfast now into a larger volunteering role in men's ministry. I really enjoy teaching, and I've had some opportunity to do that at Crosspoint, either in life groups or in men's ministry, both young adults and some of my peers. And it's been really great to be able to use that gift at Crosspoint. But I also like to do a lot of things, including organize events. And so that's something I do a lot in my career. And I've been able to use that at Crosspoint, including the largest men's event I think we've ever had this past December. There was a great turnout, and I was just very excited to be part of the team along with Randy Edgar and others that were able to put that on for the men. I think men's ministry is super important because the Bible shows that there's a specific role for men in our families and in our church. So we can't have strong families and we can't have strong churches if we don't have men of God. And so I really feel that men's ministry is not an afterthought. It's not just a place to just go and have fun, but it is a foundational and essential part of the church. And we have specific goals now at the Crosspoint Men's Ministry. It all begins with fellowship, of course. We do want to fellowship with other believers, and we want to allow non-believers to come in and feel at home. But we also want to serve the community. We want to take the love of Christ to McKinney and beyond. And that's a primary goal as well of the men's ministry, that we can show the love of Christ. And then lastly, discipleship. We want to mentor and disciple others so they can learn to do it themselves. So we're not just creating converts, but truly creating disciples. If you're considering making Crosspoint your home, my number one advice would be don't skip life group. Of course, the preaching and the teaching that we get here is excellent, but really what made us stay was the connection that we developed with other people in our life stage, and just learning about the word together, fellowshipping together, and developing those bonds so you have friends that will be with you and there to stand by you when times are good and when times are bad. My family really loves and appreciates Crosspoint Church. I'm Aaron Aruda, and this is my story.